Well, hello everyone. Happy New Year. This is Robin Carter with Robin's Creations. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of Flower Mound, Texas. And today I'm here to share my fourth set of alternatives with you using the December 2023 paper pumpkin kit named All the Best. So before we begin, let me share some news with you right now. So right now going on is the January 2024 Paper Pumpkin subscription. And I have a little photo to give you an idea of how pretty this kit is going to be. So I'm going to share that with you right now while I talk about Okay, so I have a flyer here, and so we can see that this is going to be January, this is going to be February, and this is going to be March. Now, excuse the print quality of this. This is just, the colors may be a little off. This is just how my printer did it. And then also, each quarter, there's going to be a set of dies that coordinate with each month of that quarter's set. So I have the one for this quarter coming up, and it's called the Love of Spring Dies. And the item number for it is 164396. So let me show you what those look like. I actually die cut some this time, and mine came in. So as you can see, we get a little love, and this is intended for January. But again, don't always think you have to put love on your cards if you're not that type of card sender. You can use any sentiment. There's also a beautiful leaf, and I have it cut here. You can see it also puts some detail down in the vein, like a vein cut. So that's a nice. And then we also have, which is nice to include, a stitched label die. And you guys, if you've watched my channel before, you know I love stitched label dies. So it's a good size. You can see here it's about the size of my finger. And if I put it here on my grid sheet, it's about 2.5 inches long or wide, and then little about 1 inch tall, maybe a little 1.1 inches. But anyway, that's nice that they included a label die for us as well. So I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of those. And those are available for purchase now from the online store. Speaking of purchases, I have a new January host code that's active now. And so if you do not have a demonstrator, I would really appreciate your support by using this host code. Any orders of $75 or more will receive a special gift from me. And so I have an idea. I realize this is $12 US. And so you hate to pay $7.95 shipping on this. But one thing you can do is also purchase a prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription. And starting tomorrow, actually at 12:01 Mountain Time, you can begin ordering from the new catalog. So let me bring those catalogs over. I cannot open them for you. This is the new catalogs going live. But today is the last day to order supplies from the mini September through December 2023 catalog. What is still available? Now, a few things are going to be carried over, but they will no longer be available as a bundle. So if those items are on your list, you may want to grab those while they're 10% off. But if you miss that and order them separately starting tomorrow, then you can earn celebration rewards, which you can also earn with a prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription. And that would be something nice to add on to earn these and get your prepaid code and get these add-on dies for this quarter. So I cannot open this catalog, so sorry, but I will be sharing some things along the way that I have used in this alternative. So let me get back to my alternates. I think I've shared everything that I need to share. So back to the alternative. So this is my fourth one. I've already shared alternatives using the Cardbase here with the flowers, the background Cardbase of this one, as well as the card front. So today I'm going to be using this blue Cardbase here. So let me get out my supplies. Okay, I keep my supplies in what I call my favorite things. This is about a 7 by almost 10-inch envelope. As you can see, it holds all the components pretty well. They also hold my pre-cut card bases and everything. So, as well as memory and more products. So these work out real handy. Nice thin alternative to your box storage. And then also what I use are these 5 by 7 where I store all my card components in. And I'm going to grab it real quick. It shouldn't be far because that's going to be our alternative today. It's just at the bottom of all the things I was sharing for you. Okay, these are the 5 by 7 ones. And I store the card components when I'm working on cards and all that so they don't go missing. So if I didn't mention, these are what I call my favorite things, and there is a link in the video description below. Just click the More button of this video, and there are safe links. I am an Amazon affiliate. These links are provided by Amazon, and when you use these links to purchase these items, I get a few pennies back at no cost to you, just for recommending these products. So thank you in advance for those of you that have that will use those links. And if you've used them in the past, thank you so much for your support. All right, so let's get started. I need a card base out of here. So if you've seen my other alternatives, you know I always, even if I'm just going to make it like it is, I cut them in half because I like to put this on a thick white card base. So let me get out my trimmer here, and I'm going to try to keep it diagonal so you can see all the cuts. All right, so I'm going to cut this in half at 5 1/2. Oh, excuse me, at 4 1/4 here. I was like, this is not right. 4 1/4 here. And hope I have a very sharp blade. I do. All right, now this you can use as a blue background that I've made my other alternative, so don't throw it away. You can always use it as a balmy blue background. But then for my alternates, I'm also going to cut this piece in half. So half of 5 1/2 is 275. So line it up right there and cut it in half. So we're going to get 2 cards from this card base and a few extra materials. I think I can put my trimmer away. Okay, so I need a thick white card base. Now I'm just going to make one of those for you today, and I have several finished ones to show you at the end. So we'll just start with that. Let me get my bone folder here and get a good burnish. And then I always feel to see which side is maybe just a hair wider, because that I want to put at the top. So if I can pick it up with my finger and not get the bottom, that means that's the side I want to use. So our thick card base, half of our card from the kit, and then we need an embossed piece of white cardstock. Now this one right here is brand new. It's a celebration item you can earn, and it comes as a stamp set. So it is a $100 merchandise offering, and the item number for it is 162947. So with a merchandise total of $100 or more, you can choose this as a free option. A great stamp set that's 2-step stamping. You can put your flowers on and 2 different stamps, which is great because then you don't have to worry about fussy cutting or trying to color one part and stamping. You just line those up and they will fit right in there, as well as some gorgeous sentiments and script. I love the script of that one. So if this interests you, that's a great option. And this is my favorite part. So these little dots, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, but when you peel it off, it makes this little sound. So it doesn't like fall right out. You kind of have to pull it off. So I've used that for this card. Can you see the stitching of it? All right, and so we want to adhere this to the bottom. I'm going to get my multi-purpose glue and go around this to adhere to this stitched piece. By the way, I apologize for the sound quality of my last video. My clip mic, actually something had fallen on it and broke the little clip that clips to my shirt, and I couldn't find it. So I went with what I had, which was my older mic, and it sounds like I was in a tunnel. So hopefully the sound of this video is much better. All right, then I just give it a little smear. Now, I wanted to give this card some contrast. So I pulled out my Pebbled Path ribbon. I've used it on my other cards. So this is a ribbon that's available in the annual catalog, and the item number for it is 161632. And it was available in every in color for this year. So I think it's great. Now, if you don't have this ribbon, you could always add a strip of cardstock or just leave it plain, because we're going to put more on this card for interest as well. So how I like to adhere the ribbon is I get out my tear and tape. Now, we've received quite a few of these in our paper pumpkin kits, so maybe you have some left over. There was even one in this month's kit. So I just put it on the center part. I'm going to use my grid sheet to help me a lot with finding the center, just so I get it in that vicinity so the ribbon will attach to it. And my nails are terrible, so don't look at my nails. I've broken some, and I trim them all off. It's a rough holiday season putting all the decorations away. So anyway, so there we have it. I'm going to take my ribbon and measure about just the little hanging over and get my ribbon scissors and cut it off. Okay, so we're just using that much ribbon. So then I take off my tear and tape backing, and I line it up where I want it. I want to just cover up a little bit of the blue, just so it covers that. Fold it around, and then with this embossing folder, it helps you get it even as the stitches, and fold that around. And that's crooked. Let me do that again. And I also like to get out my silicone mat, because if I set it down and that tear and tape is exposed, it won't stick to my workstation. Let's try that again. Third time will be a charm, I'm sure. Don't pull it too tight. All right, let's do that again. Let me look at it while I'm doing it. This is not usually this difficult. Okay, so there we have our ribbon. I know I get fussy with it and then have a hard time. Oh my goodness. Okay, so see, you too can be a Stampin' Demonstrator. Okay, so that looks good. Now we can adhere this to our card base. So again, I'm going to get out my multi-purpose Tombow liquid glue. Okay, so there we have that. Then I can attach it to my card base. You guys like that embossing folder? Kind of cute. So when I have a full front, by the way, I didn't mention, this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of white that I've embossed to cover the whole card front. I often leave a little white border, so if you want to do that you can do that as well. But I covered the whole thing. So now, like I said, I wanted to use the components for that card. And so for that card, they use the gold circle. And then we also had some die-cut flowers. And there's actually 2. I just pulled out 1 because that's what I'm going to use. But anyway, the intended card uses 2 of these around the circle. And I thought, well, since I'm doubling the cards for the supplies, I'm just going to put 1. So you will only have 3 circles as well, so you're going to need additional labels. And I was able to pre-order one of the new die sets, and I have it to share with you today. This is the Thoughtful Expressions bundle that's going to be available in the new mini catalog that goes live tomorrow. So the bundle number for this is 162822. And look at these dies. I just love the detail of the stitching and the different shapes. So it's nice to have some new label dies to use. So I cut out the second largest of this one. Now, if you don't have these, I'm going to show you the stamp set. So it's a cute stamp set, a very detailed hummingbird, some flowers, some nice sentiments. So, and it is a cling, which means we're going to get good images. By the way, if you follow my how to apply a cling thing, you know when you pull this part away, this whole backing is just trash. So don't try to use anything for this. But one thing I like to do is once I pull this off, then it helps all my stamps stay in the case. And I keep the negative part as well. That way when I go to pick up my stamps, you can see it sticks there. I know I need one more if there's a hole missing. So that's why I keep the negative piece on cling stamps. So don't miss that. And I do have a video of how to get these stickers on there in the center. So check that out. It's in my YouTube channel. All right, so that's the thoughtful expressions, and I shared that with you. And if you don't have this, or you're like, I can't order it yet, Robin, you can always use your Stylish Shapes dies. These are, ones you definitely want to add to your collection. And the item number for it is 159183. So all of the images are stitch shapes. And I would use this is the largest one. So I would use the largest one if you choose to use that. Always a punched big circle would work, but I'm going to use this one since I think it's real pretty and adds some interest. So this time I'm using my Stamparatus. Now, sadly, I've shared the Stamparatus is not available anymore, and I've used my Misty in my last couple. I had to pull it out of storage because I hadn't used it in years. Now, interesting fact, you would think these dies would be symmetrical, but they're not. Now, I marked where the top should be, so it fits in perfect, right? But you can see here, okay, let's turn it one. See how it doesn't quite line up? I don't know if that shows. Let me look this up. Okay, it's not quite symmetrical. So you may want to be aware of that. It would still work in that position, but I found the center and marked it on the back. All right, so I'm going to get my Pebble Path ink spot. I didn't share that I'm a little behind getting my sleeves out. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber of mine, you will receive a sleeve to store your stamps in, as well as a 1-inch square of coordinating cardstock, because I recommend that you store your stamp ink spots upside down so the ink is always on the front there. And then I will have those sleeves going in the mail hopefully this week. And then I'm working also on my PDF that I also email out to all my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, showing written instructions of how I do all these alternate cards. So I'm going to be working on that after I finish these videos, so I can get that out to everyone as well. All right, so there is our Hello Friend stamped in Pebble Path. So, like I said, you would use one of those gold circles to make yours, and then you just need 3 extra labels. So I just squirt some water on my stamp when it's in my Stamparatus. Now, when I go to take it off and I put it on my stamp sleeve for storage, I always clean it with the Stampin' Mist. So this is Stampin' Mist. Now, they no longer sell it in this small bottle. I've had this ever since I started about more than 15 years ago. And the item number for it is 153648. It's just a great clean for your stamps, and it also conditions them as well to keep them in good shape for years and years to come. So I do recommend that product. So that's something else you can add to your order for celebration and getting those dies if you don't have them. Okay, so here's my card. Like I said, I would stamp this one, but I'll just show you the finished ones that I've already done in preparing for this video. So I want to put this on the center, but I also, or kind of the center, I want it to cover a lot of that blue hole. So it's going to go just below center of the card, and I want to put that on dimensionals. So I had to start a new sleeve with dimensionals, so I need to cut them in half. And I don't know where my snips are. I've been using them. I'll just use these scissors. So I always cut in this direction of the, is that an octagon or hexagon? All right, and then I don't want it to go on the ribbon. So I know it's going to be fine, like here, here, and above it, here, and there. Okay, so even though it's all over, I just used 2 dimensionals. Then I'm going to put this where I want it. And I can use these sides to make sure it's straight. And then I can just give it a little press, and they're on their dimensionals. So like I said, I'm going to take just one of the die cut images that came in our kit that was intended. That way I have one for each half that I'm going to make. I'm going to get my multi-purpose glue and grab the little closing flabby thing. And you can put that kind of wherever you want. It can go more like that. You can turn it more upside down, or not upside down. So just put that on there to the way you like it. Okay, so there's our card. Now, I generally don't add embellishments until I'm done with all my cards, because I sometimes have to add more of my own. One of the embellishments I love is the brushed brass butterflies, and the item number for it is 158136. So that's a good thing to add to your collection as well, to have additional little embellishments for your cards. So let me show you my other cards I've done. Now this one I've worked on, and I used one of the Basics 3D embossing folders, and I have those here. The Basics 3D embossing folders, they come as a pack of 3, so you can't order these individually, but the item number is 161598. These were an online exclusive, so you won't find them in the catalog. You get all these 3 nice embossing folders. This one is another one I did, and I used the gold circle included with the kit, and I added some embellishments here. So there is one. I use that same softly sophisticated. Same thing here, but I used my own label, and then I added just some basic rhinestones, I think they're called. This one uses the painted texture embossing folder, so I thought I'd show you what it looks like with many different embossing folders. And this one I did put that cute little butterfly there. And so those are the ones I've made so far. But if you make all of your card bases, you should have 6. I still have one more to go that I cut in half earlier. So let me give you a quick preview of all the alternates that I think you can make with this kit. So this is 6. I probably need to get a calculator out, but y'all can keep tabs and give me the total if I'm not correct at the end. So this one is 6. Then with the envelopes, let me grab those. Here are my other alternates. Now this is a great way to store your cards. The paper pumpkin boxes store these quite nicely, and excuse the glare of the white sleeves that I have put these in to protect. So this was my first video along with the envelopes. So just with the envelopes, you can make 9 of these. This uses one of the Cardbase's pieces, and so you could make 6 and then still have the card front to make as it says in the kit, or you could make 12. Same thing with this one. You could make 12 or 6 and then 3 as intended. This is one I made if you're out of your kit components and you just want to use the stamps. So that one's a good idea. And this one uses that card front piece. So the videos to how I made all of these are in my YouTube channel. Again, just click on videos and you'll get to all of those. And then I also want to give a special shout out to Tara. She pointed out to me that this stamp set that I used in my previous video is not an online exclusive. It is in the catalog and it's on page 32. So thank you, Tara, for leaving that comment and pointing that out to me. And I didn't show, I don't think, the painted lavender bundle that's going to coordinate with the January kit. So the bundle number for this is 162597, and this is in the new mini that'll be available for everyone to order at 12:01 a.m. tomorrow. And then these are some great embellishments that I think will also coordinate. And so its item number is 162611. So be sure and subscribe. If you do not have a demonstrator, I would appreciate your subscription to Paper Pumpkin through me. You will get all the little perks of the stamp sleeve. Here's last month's. I'm sorry I don't have this month's handy. So that way you can use your stamps, store them outside however you want to, and use them for months and years to come. And then as well as the ink spot and an email of the PDF of how to make all these alternatives. So the best way you can show your support for me is to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this with your other paper crafting friends. As always, I love your kind comments, and I try to reply to all of them, even if it's just to say thank you. But I do appreciate you watching my videos, and I look forward to creating more videos for you as the year goes through in each Paper Pumpkin kit. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below as well, and I will try to answer them best I can. And until my next video, have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.